Hi, Libra. My name is Jordan, the Green Moon Healing Spirit. I'm going to be doing your tarot reading for the month of September 2025. Such an interesting time. There's so much happening right now. Lots of transits, very busy cosmos. Lots of things for you going on in the 12th house and also the 6th house. Some maybe hidden things going on, but there's also some expansion, and we also have eclipses coming as well. So there's a lot happening. It's a very busy, revealing time for lots of signs. And I'm interested to see what's going to happen for you. I guess I'm going to be pulling 10 cards from this Emerald Moon deck. And I'll be clarifying with 3 cards for each one of these cards with this Gilded Tarot deck. I'll be pulling a Fantasy Oracle card and then a talisman at the end. Um, Anything could really happen. I mean, what's going on in the sky is, of course, influential, but there's so many variances in the birth charts. Whatever the cards say sometimes might be different. I guess we'll find out for you. I'm just going to start by shuffling the cards. Lots of interesting transitions happening all over the place. It's sort of a time for a lot of karma, I find, is coming up in some of these readings. A lot of things about revision of one's life and positions in certain ways. For you, you do have a lot of things going on in your own house coming on later. The sun will, of course, be toward the end of September in your house. So happy birthday to all of the early Libras. Virgo is a bit of an interesting energy. It's all about sort of perfecting and clarifying and making things right and making things good. It's also a bit of hard work as well. So there's definitely an element of workmanship that's going on. Okay, Spirit. What's going on for Libra in the month of September and the weeks coming? Anything that they should know? Any advice for them? Things that might be coming? Okay. Right off the bat, judgment. Well, that didn't take very long. Anything else, Spirit? Thank you. We also have 4 of Cups, 8 of Cups, I have the 8 of Pentacles, and we do have a few other cards coming. Put this one down here. I'll read that when I pull the second set of 5. I do like to do them 5 at a time. Very good. So, Libra, it looks like right off the bat coming into September, you do have a wake-up call in some special area of your life. I do perceive this as you really working to rid yourself of things that don't serve you and build toward things that you know will. It's fairly straightforward in the way that I'm reading this. Pretty clear. The Judgment card, of course, speaking to something deep within you that might have been asleep, something deep within you that might have been waiting for this call. Right off the bat, I'm getting this energy for you. So Virgo is where the sun is throughout most of September. It's also there with the South Node. This speaks a great deal to shedding light on the things that need to be finished for you. And also, the North Node in Pisces in your sixth house does seem to be bringing things in. This is sort of a karmic connection that's been going on. And sixth and 12th house activation is very interesting. But I think mostly for this, I see this Sun in Virgo kind of awakening something from beyond. This 12th house energy is something hidden, something maybe in like the spirit world, something in other worlds, other realities, that sort of thing. It's very complex, abstract sort of energy, someplace that this angel might have come from. There might be something deep within you that is going to be waking up, and you might be getting a message, almost like a calling from the divine. This is very 12th house in origin, and whatever is waking these people up is a message of very strong impact, something that might change them for the rest of their lives. It's a very swirling energy that I see to be very powerful for you somewhere in your 12th house. This is very abstract, different energy than most of the other houses. I do see for you that this seems to be related to this sort of wake up call and how you're going to achieve your state of bliss. That's what it's looking like up top. Now, it might be shedding light for you to get rid of things, again, with the South Node in that same house in your 12th house. It speaks a lot to elimination, things that really shouldn't be there. I do see that very energy here, which there is this card is all about apathy and things that no longer are appealing to you. You seem to be getting the sense that you shouldn't really bother with this because all these other things have been very sort of mundane, all the same, not really interesting to you anymore. I do see that this judgment card connected to it is shedding light on the things that no longer serve you, that no longer interest you, that you don't believe will interest you anymore because these other ones have not. And it does seem to be the same. I do see a bit of letting go after this point as well, coming here with the 8. So I do think that you perceive these things as not being of interest to you, things that have been before, things you've had before. It may be that these things are just no longer your cup of tea. And that's okay, Libra. Whenever we have this situation, there always is this moment, and this wake up call is like, what am I going to do now? Because this is what I've known, and I am no longer interested. What am I supposed to do? And first, I think whenever you have this sort of situation, the first thing you have to do is address this situation and see what it is you're going to do with these cups first before you worry about the next cups. And I do see you doing that. So, coming up here, right about the time of the eclipse, and I do see sort of an eclipse in this card, this person is walking away from the cups that no longer serve him. Maybe these very same cups as in this card here. Doesn't really take long. Of course, we'll clarify all these cards and see sort of the details of what's going on, but I do see you quickly just moving away from the cups that are no longer interesting you, or maybe just are empty. It may be that the eclipse is really stirring up this energy for you. I do also know that for you, and the North Node, of course, is with Saturn in Pisces. This is sixth house energy. It's sort of demanding an evaluation on the everyday things in your life, which need to change, like routines, that sort of thing in the sixth house, and awakening things there to show you what needs to change so that something new can come in its place. And Pisces is sort of a dream energy, sort of a deep feeling energy. These, of course, are cups allude to feeling in the tarot. I do see you kind of walking away from these things, which the moon may be revealing to you, maybe in this eclipse. There is also a new moon in Virgo coming. So the new moon may be an opportunity for you to readdress situations in the 12th house, like the spiritual realm. maybe this spiritual realm where this angel might be coming from, or the beyond. There's also some past life situations that might be coming up, but we'll talk about that if I see that at this point. I don't see it right now, but I do see maybe things in the past life or past that you are kind of leaving behind, at least in this life. Things that may have just become mundane, that may have just become boring, no longer interesting or serving to you. And you are walking away into this back structure, whatever is solid at this point. And when you walk away from something like this, you can start to begin on something new. And this is such a very positive driving energy where you're kind of getting rid of the things that you know need to go emotionally so that you can allow for things in the real world. And you can do some real world work on what you're going to achieve next, which looks very positive, at least in your vision, Libra. This is sort of hard work, and Virgo is hard work time. I do see a very solid drive for you, actually, when you start to let these empty cups go, maybe with the stirred up from judgment. You are working very hard on what seems to be your new dream, your new bliss, your new perceived ever after. And this is a beautiful energy actually for you. There is hard work, of course, in Virgo season, and Libra is no stranger to hard work. It doesn't always look the same for everybody, but I do see you working hard on these. And of course, I see you starting to accumulate quite a bit of them. It seems to be quite a productive mode that you're in when you've eliminated these things that no longer serve you. I think that when you have this sort of situation, making room for the ability to do this work might have been necessary from the start. Maybe something from the 12th house or your past has really seen this for you. It could be you getting in touch with some spiritual element to allow you to understand how to do this or the mechanism by which you're able to drive forward. And I also see after this, I think what you're working toward is this ever after sort of energy, this next bliss, which you perceive to be um, your happiness, your bliss, your dream life, all of the things that you want, all your hopes, all your dreams, all the beauty and wonder, the things that make you feel happy, satisfied, like you have everything. It's just such a contentment, such a satisfaction that you're getting. And there's people here, there's happiness, there seems to be love, commitment, all kinds of things. This is a beautiful energy. It may be coming from this next hard work that you seem to be putting in. It is a very positive sort of reward for this hard work. Maybe this very hard work is leading you to a very happy place. It's very pretty top row, I have to say, Libra. Now I'll continue pulling. Thank you, Spirit. Anything else for Libra? The world. Okay, coming up after the 2. We did get a card, I think, flipped up. And, okay, we have the 7 of Pentacles. For Libra Spirit, what else do we have for them? We have the Knight of Wands. What's next for Libra spirit? We have the Queen of Cups. Wow, beautiful. And now I'm going to attempt to pull a guiding card for you for the month. Any guiding card for Libra spirit? Anything you can benefit from? Anything for Libra as a guiding card? Anything for Libra spirit? Guiding card for the month of September. Oh, look at that. 3 of Cups. Worthwhile. Very interesting, Libra. This is such an interesting spread. You're getting quite a few cups, but some major arcana and some beautiful cards as well. So I do see in the top you're moving toward at the beginning of the month, it looks like this eclipse energy is stirring up some sense for you of moving toward your new dream and passion, your fulfillment, your ever after, by letting go of some things that need to go. I do see this dream, of course, this dream is on your mind. I think this eclipse is really stirring up something very powerful for you, and some vision that you're having about how you're going to be happy forever. And when you start to consider things like this, Libra, it does create a need to choose your next path. You know, I do see you working very hard, whatever you're choosing, but there does seem to be a choice that you're having to do. Of course, this is a Libra card, you know, coming up. The sun is sort of in Libra later, but I do see a very real need to choose. And I do see this card right now coming up this way. I see as being you have lots of opportunities. which I don't normally see with this card. I do usually see a hard choice. And this does speak to hard choice, but I believe that it's coming from a place of positivity. I don't see any negativity at all. Again, I see the moon here, which you also have another eclipse later in the month, along with a second new moon in Virgo. So this sort of moon energy keeps popping up for you. This is like a second chance, like a new chance to make something right. Something maybe from your past you may have to let go. But I do see this as you having lots of choices, lots of opportunities that you're having to pick the right one. And at this point, I feel like you may have to choose because something has completed. You do have to, I think, with the choice, the opportunity, there is a sense of completion coming, especially underneath this. I see Four of Cups, which maybe that's why these things are coming up as a little mundane and creating a sense of apathy because you're done with them. It may be that whatever these cups are representing for you, whatever feeling, there is something that you feel is finishing, something that you feel is complete. And maybe that has to do with what you're letting go. I do see maybe this speaks to you choosing to let something go as well. It's like almost like I can choose between this dream and, letting go something or bringing something in. I do see you feeling like something is complete so you can welcome this in. And whatever these cups are that are being let go here, you may be choosing to let them go because they are complete. Maybe they're just finished and that's why they're not appealing to you anymore because you've gotten all that there is to get. Um, Very interesting bit of energy, of course, coming in with the Judgment card as well on top. I see a sense of you getting a sign to choose, sort of getting a wake up call to pick something, maybe your next big thing that's going to lead you to this Ten of Cups. And it's such a complicated energy, Libra, because when you're considering the dream, when this is the goal, you set the bar pretty high. Of course, the time in Libra, or I'm sorry, the sun in Virgo is a very good time to do that because it's not going to really let you make a whole lot of mistakes. I do see that this choice is probably leading you to a pretty good place. I do sense that you are carefully weighing the things and you will make a choice. And as I said before, um, something is complete. It may be this thing that is no longer appealing to you. And it is something I see like competence. This may be you choosing to let something go that is done. I see a lot going on in the South Node is also in Virgo with the sun and the new moon. It may be a second chance at something that you feel wasn't complete, but now you get a chance to complete it, like you're choosing to complete the right way, maybe is what I'm seeing. But I do get a sense of something just being done. I don't know that you're taking a second chance at this. I just see something as being ready. I see a readiness to move on, to step into the next new thing, maybe toward this dream. We'll clarify these cards to get a sense of what this all means, but I do see a completion of something big in your life. And the Seven of Pentacles now speaks to an element of patience. I do see that maybe from this work here, after you let this stuff go, you've sort of planted the seeds to something that could really take off at this point. Seven of Pentacles is all about patience and an honest reward for honest hard work, which I think happened here. And you're kind of waiting for these things to grow, but now you can actually start to see progress. You start to see Would a completion like this, when you actually finish things the right way, what this can do, this can really bring opportunity and growth. This can really cause things to grow. Of course, Cancer has Jupiter right now, which is a point of exaltation. And this does speak to expansion. And for you, it's in your 10th house, which I see as being 10th house energy involves your career, your public image, that sort of thing. It could be that whatever you're letting go up here is just not serving you and you're working toward this new dream. It may be that your career is reflective of these changes to your personal life, and also this awakening in your 12th house as well. There's lots of interesting things happening. I do see this as being expansive for you. And if you're patient, you're going to have a lot, I think, going for you, Libra. And now, once this sort of energy has happened, this allowance for growth, you know, by letting things go that don't need to be there, you are enabling a new thing to come in, which I think this is sort of representative of, leading to this dream, I think you perceive. You're able to really run with some passion into it. I think that this choice might be a little bit cloudy for you now, but I think I see you sort of intuiting um, what needs to happen. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of confusion. I do see motion. When I look at this, there's a positive flow throughout the whole month for you. And it's expansive. It is expansive. It might take a little bit of patience, but it definitely it definitely is allowing you to enable growth and expansion. Um, the Knight of Wands is very passionate and fiery and moves quickly. There's a lot of forward motion. And I do see always this feather in his cap, which is in the normal cards a flame, which is extremely passionate and fiery energy. I do see this coming at under the Eight of Pentacles. It could be that this work and this sort of energy where you're trying to expand is clear to you and you're trying to run with it and maybe working very hard, at least very passionately, such that you can achieve this dream. I just see you in a very positive mindset right now, Libra. What I'm seeing is a response to what you perceive, which is such a strong thing. Especially, I think this Judgment card is really turning a lot for you up in your 12th house and causing some changes to things that you find to be mundane, some routines in the 6th house, things that needed to be eliminated as well. The North Node being there, the South Node being with Virgo. It's sort of a complicated swapping sort of energy, but it's an exchange. There's new and there's old. One has to go, one has to come in. And I really see this as a very high perspective for you. And I think you're really seeing with like your mind's eye at this point. It's a very connected sort of energy to a goal. And it seems to be very thoroughly pursuing. But I do see forward motion at this point. And also, when you look at this card, for my direction at least, I know the camera makes things look a little bit different, but this card, some people see as moving backwards. It could be a heavy reflection on the past as well, which the 12th house does speak to past lives and things of that sort. So it could be that you're kind of using that energy as well. But I do see this more as heavily leaning in with a lot of passion to whatever you perceive to be your expansive opportunity that will lead you to your dream. It's coming from a position of mastery. Very, anytime we have feathers in the caps in tarot, even if it looks like a flame, it does speak to a mastery element, something that you are not coming from a position of inexperience. This may be something that you really are pretty good at. And the Queen coming up. This is such a beautiful card. I really love this card. The queen is so receptive and so deep. She's able to take in all of this emotion, and it becomes her. And it also comes from her, and it sort of converges upon her. She embodies the feeling, she receives it to the point where she births it as well. And her cup is also the very deepest and the very most beautiful in the entire deck. The queen is such a receptive energy. She just has such a bottomless ability to collect the things that she will use to drive her in the soul. This is such a beautiful energy to come up with this, because I see this as you being so receptive to this dream, to this perceived bliss, to the end goal. And the queen is so ready. She's so willing, but she's also able. She knows how to transmute this energy into something real that supports her, because you can see the water coming from her cloak and it's now holding her up almost. She's both creating it and sort of being created by it. She is so in tune in a very deep way in how she can achieve things like this goal. I see this as a very in tune moment for you. It's a very powerful combination when you have the queen under cards like this, especially adjacent to all this passion. Such a good position for you, Libra. I do see the queen is so ready. She's so able to receive. She's ready to take in. And now the sun is in Libra at this point. It could be that the queen with the sun in Libra is that balancing force where you let all these things out here. You know, this sort of south node Saturnine exchange with Saturn also in Pisces with the north node. There's a very real element of the scales balancing as these things are let out, because they're probably complete. The new things are going to come in. And I think they're coming in very strongly, in a very controlled way. But water energy is so interesting because even though it's controlled, it still looks churning and flowing and beautiful. I do see this as being such a wonderful energy. It really is. Very good. And the guiding card, of course, is joy, togetherness, celebration. This is a beautiful energy. This is such a happy place for you. It's a happy time being together with friends and celebrating your common things, the feelings that you all have together. It may be that that's part of your new bliss. There's a lot of cup energy coming up, Libra. I do see the Three of Cups as being so in tune with each other. These people are so happy in each other's company. It's almost like a reunion. It brings together such positive energy, such beautiful vibes that you have. This may be friends. It could also be reuniting with what you perceive to be yourself. I do see that as well as being possible. It seems there aren't a lot of people here. There are certainly people here. So when we clarify, we'll see what happens. But um, this is a beautifully joyous card, and it's a wonderful guiding energy. Okay, why don't we pull a fantasy oracle? Of course, Libra, you know that what looks beautiful and wonderful on the surface, when I start to clarify, we don't know what we're going to see. All of these things look beautiful, but we don't know how difficult some of them may be. Of course, we'll clarify and find out. Okay, Spirit, can we have a guiding, or I'm sorry, oracle card? We have a few here. We have two. We have the King. So I do see the King, control, reversal. So, reversal of fortune. I do see Libra. I'm not sure where you're coming from. I have done readings for Libra in the past few months, and I do know there has been some hardship. I see such a perfect sense of control for you right now in reversal of fortune. I really think whatever is happening, you are coming into your own, your next beautiful dream. I think that that's such a good energy. Um, I really truly do. This seems to be the the guiding oracle for you. This control, it's really guiding you toward your next fortune and the things that you will be able to have. The king is somebody who he owns something, he is in control, and I do see this as being very controlled for you. Okay, so now I'm going to pull some clarifiers. And like I said, what looks beautiful on the surface, you don't know how difficult it can be. I once had a teacher tell me, when you watch a duck, it looks so smooth, but you never know what's going on under the surface with those feet going crazy. So, of course, we'll try and see what we can figure out. But, okay, Spirit, can we clarify this Judgment card? Page of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. We have the Strength card. Wow, beautiful. And I did get this one as well, this 5. Now I'll clarify the 4 of Cups, please, Spirit. King of Wands and the World. Okay, now we'll clarify this 8 of Cups. Page of Wands. The 7 of Pentacles again here. The last one, Three of Cups. Lots of repeat sort of energies. And now the Eight of Pentacles, Spirit. I'll clarify that. We have Death. Another Eight of Pentacles. Wow. We have the Four of Wands. And we'll clarify this Ten of Cups. Clarify this Ten of Cups, please, Spirit. Four of Swords. A couple here. The Hermit. Wow, pensive. Page of Cups. Now we'll clarify this Two of Swords. Got the Seven of Wands. Two of Cups. Three of Swords. Very interesting there. Okay. Now I'll clarify the World. We'll start again. We have the Knight of Wands again. Okay. Nine of Cups. Six of Wands. Now I'll clarify the Seven of Pentacles. Very interesting energy. The Empress. Beautiful, beautiful energy. have the Six of Cups. I have the Chariot. I will clarify the Knight of Wands. The King of Swords. And the Justice card, of course, coming up in every reading, honestly. Of course, it's right in Libra here, so that would make sense, but one more card for the Knight of Wands. Four of Cups. Beautiful. And the Queen of Cups. That one jumped back in the deck, so I won't pick that. Now there we go. The Magician. Perfect. Endings, and let's see, I have the Ten of Swords, and I also have the Three of Wands. Very good. Beautiful. Now I'm going to attempt to pull some clarifiers for this guiding card. If I get one, that's fine. If I get three, that's fine. We'll just start. Any clarifiers or any clarifying cards for the guiding card, please, Spirit. The Fool. Beautiful. Okay, I'll take one more pass for the guiding card, Spirit. Anything else that we need to know? No. Wow. Beautiful reading, Libra. Very excited to talk about this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link in the description for the comprehensive. If you click that link, you, of course, are welcome to join me. I would love to see you there. And if this doesn't fit for you, it's fine. I can't resonate with everybody. Nobody can. There's just too many of you. That would be impossible. But if you want to click the link and join me there, I would love to see you. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. And you're also free to leave a comment. I also really like feedback. So I will pause it here.